Now this is pretty exciting for me. This is my first time in the Pacific Northwest really doing anything. We're kind of on quite an adventure. We were in Montana doing some antelope and mule deer hunting, and now this last day or two is my first time on the Columbia River, and what a beautiful area of the country. It's quite a bit different from South Florida where I live, but you know, it's really been a lot of fun. These salmon are something, and we ate a few last night. Man, you want to talk about good eating it. It's just, you know, to me, that's a big part of the outdoors for me, is to be able to go out and, you know, figure out whether you're hunting or fishing, figure the animals out, figure the game out, and the fish, and then take it back and cleaning it and eating it for me is a really big, that's something I really enjoy, is, you know, harvesting fishing game and then taking it home and enjoying it. That's a really big deal for me. And, you know, this whole trip's been a lot of fun, and it's not over yet. So I'm looking forward to another great day out here on the Columbia.
I think it's a silver. It's a big silver. It's a big one. Let's hope it's not a wild one. That's good. Yeah. And that one back there too. Winning or losing?
It's a Chinook?
Yep.
How can you tell? Oh, the spots.
On his back. Yeah, I might see if I can get him off the pliers so I don't hurt him with the net. Subdue him. Just when you think you won. Really wet. Pretty fish.
Yep. So you can tell it's a Chinook by the spots, huh?
Yeah, spots and the coloration on the tail.
You know, this is kind of a cool deal for me. You know, I kind of called it my Northwest adventure. We started out, I flew into Spokane, Washington to Luke's house, and we went to Montana antelope and mule deer hunting, and now we're down here on the Columbia River salmon fishing. Still got a few more days too, but it's really neat, you know, growing up in Maryland and then moving to Florida, you know, and then to come up here to the Northwest and just to see this area of the country. I mean, it's, you know, we don't get to salmon fish in Florida. You know, this is completely different, and you know, kind of my whole thing is I really believe God put me on this earth to harvest and consume fish and wild game. So, you know, to be able to come up here and catch these awesome salmon, and they're such great table fare and awesome to eat. And, you know, it's just been a real blast for me, and just seeing all the scenery up here. You know, I was in Oregon one time when I was a kid, but you know, to be up here as an adult and really be able to appreciate everything up here. You know, just seeing the mountains and the evergreens everywhere, and you know, just everything is different, and it's just really intriguing to me. You know, we've probably driven a couple of thousand miles between going to Montana and you know, through Idaho, Wyoming, and all this stuff, and we just really had a blast. And to me, it's been pretty fun 2.5 weeks. You know, I couldn't think of any place else I'd rather be right now.
You're not going to mention anything about hanging out with me?
Nah,
How great
not
that
really.
was?
That's been the only downfall. I've had to hang out with Clausen the whole time. But other than that, it's been a real good time.
Finn, we might have scored. Let me focus again. Yeah, a little male.
Chinook.
No, it's a little coho.
Oh.
Not a real big one, but we'll make a meal out of it. Yeah, these coho, are otherwise known as silvers, are really good eating, bright red meat. They don't get as big as a king. This isn't a real big one here. You know, if we caught a 15-pounder, that'd be a pretty good one. This is 4 pounds probably, nothing spectacular, but awesome table fare, fun to fight. They jump a lot more than a king, so they're real erratic in the water. They're really fast, and jumping and active. Fun to catch, a lot of them. This year's supposed to be one of the greatest years for king salmon ever to run up the Columbia. There have already been almost 800,000 over Bonneville Dam. Nearly 2 million are supposed to come up the river, which is an incredible number of salmon. You know, state's done a better job, and the Corps of Engineers and everybody's done a better job of getting smolts down to the ocean. The rivers are probably in better shape. There's less pollution than there's ever been. There's been a lot more care taken for the salmon fishery, and it shows. There's going to be huge numbers of salmon running up these rivers, and it makes for great sport for everybody to come out here and catch them. And not only that, the commercial guys are happy. There's a lot more salmon for everybody as a food fish, and they really don't affect the food chain that much because they spend so much of their time in the ocean. So it has a propensity to hold a tremendous number of fish, even more than we're seeing now. So looking forward to more and more record runs. This year is supposed to be better than last, and hopefully next year's even better.